Welcome, everybody, to the Dipping Fries podcast. I am your host for today, Dippy147, aka Dip. I am joined by FRYGUY. Now, my voice might sound a little bit worse than it did last time because I am sick as shit, but that's okay.
Yes, he is sick. As a dog, I'm not sure. I don't compare humans to dogs. I'm not a bad person. Who are you? Why are you thinking that? Um, I'm not sick, by the way. I just want to let people know that. So my voice will sound normal. If
He is sick, he's just sick in a different way.
Yeah, like I'm like sick, dog. Like when you hit a sick ollie, bro, and you go, "Wow, that's sick, bro." That's like,
No, no,
yeah.
no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. But I mean, like, it's up for interpretation.
I thought that sick only has two meanings. Okay, three, maybe three. All right, there's good sick, there's bad sick, and then there's sick. You know what I mean? Like good sick is when it's like, whoa, that's so cool, and then bad sick is like, oh, you're like sick in the head, or like you're not well, and then sick is like, I have Ebola and I'm not in Africa. You know?
So boldly, I have Ebola.
Yeah, takes a real man to admit one's disease out in public like that.
My nickname was Ebola in high school. Anyway, anyway, um, so in this episode, we're allegedly going to talk about unpopular video game opinions. Now, I do not know what
Allegedly.
particularly I had in mind when I thought of this topic, but FRYGUY has a couple of unpopular FNAF opinions.
I do.
So I suppose we'll start off with that and then see if the conversation goes anywhere.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. So, the first the first unpopular opinion on FNAF is after some thinking, after some like pondering and stuff, I kind of don't like FNAF 2. Like weirdly, I kind of don't like it.
Fat too.
Yeah, Fat 2. I don't like Fat 2. No,
He does not like FNAF 2. Why do you not like FNAF 2?
um when you try to place it into the story, it feels so like unnecessary in a way. Like I feel like when you try to place things like it feels so useless to the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know it's the most significant part is like it's just another part of the or it's a reopened it's the new pizzeria that they reopened, but it's like we don't really get too much intel with like the toy animatronics. I know it introduces some big characters like the puppet, and I know it who else? Balloon Boy, I guess he's mid, but whatever. Uh, but like as far as for the most part, I just feel like it's very insignificant to the story, and we've criticized the story a lot already, but I really think just at least looking at it, retrospectively, if I'm using that word correctly, I just don't think it's really that good. Not as a game, not as a game. I don't think it's a terrible game, but I think when you point at it and try to make connections and stuff to a story, I just don't think it contributes that much.
I like
And
the fact that there's no doors.
I do like the fact that there's no doors. That's cool and whatnot. It's not scary anymore, honestly. It would.
Well, most of the FNAF games aren't.
Yeah, true, but like that like combined with it being there being like 14 animatronics to worry about. That's one thing I never really liked about it. That was a lot of animatronics to worry about. It made the game pretty annoying, but
All of which like do vaguely the same thing.
yeah, and you have a lot of chances to get hit with like Toy Bonnie, and then right after Toy Bonnie, Toy Freddy, then right after Toy Freddy, Withered Bonnie and whatnot. It just creates a lot of that stuff. But like a lot of the a lot of the characters like Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie, which were like expanded upon. And like you can be like, oh yeah, it's just a little Easter egg, silly goofy Easter egg and whatnot, sure, but I mean, it's like it being those kind of also contributes to like the uselessness the game
Yeah.
has. And it's just like I feel like a lot of people do praise FNAF 2, probably just kind of like more of like through nostalgic lenses, but I mean just like kind of I don't know story wise, there just really isn't much to it. Like all it is just like the new building that Michael I think worked at, and then they shut it down because
Yeah,
something was
I
going
guess
on.
you could make the argument that the first one also didn't have a whole lot of story to offer you.
First one's I
Um,
feel I'm sorry, I feel like the
I
first one's
feel like
completely
the
different.
first one didn't really need it. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I was like,
you had you had all of the information that you needed.
yeah, definitely. I feel like that's where I was. That's where I know I was kind of like I'm kind of like tying it to the story, and like we kind of like I said we already criticized the story a lot, and I feel like it's just one of those things, and like through the convolution of the story, I'd say I feel like FNAF 2 it made FNAF 2 useless. I don't think FNAF 2. I think FNAF 2 could have been very useful, but I think because of how the story came out to be, FNAF 2 came out to be very useless.
Ended up being rather mid story wise. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, as a game, I don't know. I don't really think it's a terrible game. I like it, but it is kind of weird. It was made a month later. But
One of my unpopular video game opinions is the DMC reboot. So Devil May Cry's none of the Devil May Cry games have had good stories. Um, and well, okay, well that's kind of a stretch, but like they've always been like really hard to listen to. It's always been incredibly cheesy dialogue. Even in the newer games, like it's just
Devil May Snore.
yeah, it's they're weird. It's really cheesy, but the thing about the reboot game that everyone hated was that not only did they like redesign the main character, they made him just incredibly unlikable as a character.
The white haired
Um,
guy.
no, the well, it was the white-haired guy, but they redesigned him to be black-haired guy. That's
Mid
short. Yeah.
trash garbage. Get him out of here. What are you guys thinking? Get out.
And then in one of the cutscenes, they had like this half-baked joke about like a white wig flying onto him, and he's just like, "Not in a million years." So it's really mid. But honestly, I think that the reboot has the best gameplay, or like the second best gameplay,
Mhm.
next to 5, because I don't know what they did with the whole. It's very creative in the way that like you have to hold down a specific trigger in order to get a certain like variant of weapon.
Mhm.
Um, whereas the other games just have you cycling through with the arrow keys.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. Did they just try to pull a cry about it type of joke
What?
with the white wig?
Pretty much.
They were like, "Yeah, we screwed up. We know we screwed up. Our game's flopped. Go whine about it, buddy, because we're going to too." Weird. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
For real, just pulled a cried about joke. No, no, you're right though. I think that it's a terrible game, but um I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit overhated.
Mm. And this is 5, you say?
This is the reboot. 5
The
is
reboot.
the best one.
Ah, okay, okay.
5 is the only one that like actually has a nominally interesting story.
Mm. And when did 5 come
Still
out?
cheesy as shit to listen to. That's a good question. I'm gonna look that up. DMC 5 release date March 8, 2019.
Oh, that's fairly recent.
DMC reboot was like a 2013 game, I think.
I feel like any reboot in
Yeah, it was
2013
a
sucked.
2013. Yes, yeah.
I bought Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide, and Riptide's literally just like a reboot, and it's like not even. It's just like better graphics. It's legit the same story, and I'm mad because I like bought it in like a bundle.
Basically just a poor. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like literally the same thing. This kind of makes me.
Kind of like what Rockstar did with Red Dead Redemption. They like marketed it as a remaster, but it's just a port. We talked about this in our
Yeah,
other video.
yeah.
But yeah.
except with Riptide, it's not even a port. It's just like a whole different game to buy. You know what I mean? It's not even like DLC. It's like we have another game you can buy, but it's the same thing. You know why? Because we're lazy. Deep Silver,
Real.
which sucks because Deep Silver has one of my favorite games ever. One of my favorite mobile games, which you can only get on iOS now, which is Sports Car Challenge. Really love that game. Very calm, very peaceful, very nice. And it's only on iOS, and I don't have an iPhone yet, so
I didn't know they made mobile games.
it's like one. They have like a small amount. It's I think the other ones are alright. Sports Car Challenge is like their bread and butter, and they made like a second one too, which kind of popped off, but you know, it's an old mobile game. It came out like what 20. I was playing in like 2013, so it's a bit dated, but you know, it was really nice. I haven't played it in years though.
Here's another unpopular video game opinion I have. There shouldn't be a Red Dead Redemption 3.
There shouldn't be.
Yeah, there shouldn't be.
What makes you say that?
Because don't get me wrong, I love the story from both games, but
Yeehaw.
every time everyone has ever come up with an idea for another Red Dead Redemption game, it has always been about it's always been about Jack. Jack is John's son. He's the character at the end of the epilogue in the first game, just chronologically.
Damn, Jack.
But at that point, it would no longer be a Western. It would be World War II. Or one, my bad.
No Nazis in this one?
No Nazis,
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Oh, man.
Actually, very fortunately. I don't know. I feel like it would a game about Jack would not only like sort of ruin the aesthetic, but just there's not a whole lot of redemption arc they can have with this. There's no more characters about like related to the gang or the bulk of the. I don't know. It just there's not a whole lot of stuff they can do with it. I know a lot of people have suspected a prequel game with GTA's character switching, so you could play as the other characters in the gang.
Mm-hmm.
But like that would remove the point of the camp. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think they should make another one. I think that they should make spin-offs, and not necessarily spin-offs in the sense that like they're just trying to make cash out of it. I feel like there's a lot of interesting things with this story that they could like derive from and make their own little thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's gonna turn from...
Because also Red Dead Redemption 2 is such a fucking big game, and they're already making GTA 6, which has a really, you know...
They were making that game since last year, dog. It should have been out 6 months ago.
Nah, I don't think so. It took them 8 years to make Red Dead Redemption 2. GTA 6 has a really high bar comparing it to Red Dead Redemption 2.
It's gonna be $70.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they should just stop going for the super big open world games, which more often than not flop.
Because they are either going to be extremely huge in the file size, and if they're not, they're going to look very bad. The crew too.
Extremely huge in the file size and extremely huge in the price range.
Yeah, and I'm not paying $70 to get lost. And okay, I have a unpopular opinion cooked up already, but this brings me to another one. This brings me to a freaking Need for Speed, like Underground 2, where there's no fast travel and you have to, like, drive around the whole map. Listen, buddy, I don't want to do that. Fast travel is literally very convenient and very helpful, and I don't think you should pay for it either. Games like Forza, I think Payback makes you pay for it. I'm not entirely sure. But, I know Forza for sure makes you pay for, a fast travel. And that's so stupid. And I'm like, dude, your map takes like 45 minutes to get across. Why do I have to pay $10,000 to go from, like, you know, the border to the capital? That's annoying. That's stupid. Just let me fast travel in peace, dog. Like saying, oh, you need to explore the map. Oh, get used to the map. I'm like, idiot. No, I don't want to dedicate 10 plus hours a day to that type of game, bro.
I think it depends on the game, especially in those like super big open world RPG type of games.
Car game specifically, I hated it. And something like GTA, I can at least start some trouble, but like daytime Need for Speed, bro. There's nothing going on, and I don't know. I just it's time consuming and it's pretty annoying, especially when I record and I have to cut out like 20 minutes of a video because like literally it's just me driving to the area and that's all it is. Like, come on now. Come on. It's at least Forza makes you pay for it, and I still think it's pretty stupid that you have to pay for it, but fast travel is something that needs to be in racing games, especially when you have a big open world, dog.
Mhm.
In my opinion.
I'd go as far as saying that fast travel should be a thing in almost all open world games.
It's just convenient.
Excepting, like, maybe the Arkham Knight, right? Because Arkham Knight, the map is, like, decently small, and it makes traversal really fun. That's something that racing games can't really say, Like, something about gliding around the map in Arkham Knight is really fun.
No.
Yeah, no. Just, if you're not going to put a fast travel mechanic, then make traveling actually worth it.
Yeah.
Not just going from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Redemption 2 is also really guilty of that. The horses go pretty slow, and so
Yeehaw.
you basically just have to truck it from one location to another. And you do have to pay for the fast travel, but it's in-game money. It's not like a microtransaction or anything. But yeah, no, still,
It's
guilty.
It's like
The thing about Red Dead 2 is that there's not a whole lot of fast travels around the map.
it's like limited. Ew.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch of locations that you can fast travel to, but if there's like a very specific area you need to get to, they're not always there.
It's kind of weird. I know. Okay. Payback did that. Need for Speed Payback. I remember Payback did that, and I got very mad because there were some places I needed to go to, and they just wouldn't fast travel there. So it's like, great, this area I need to go to, the nearest fast travel's on the other side of the map. It's for some reason the closest to the spot I need to go to, so I'm still driving like 10-20 minutes to get over there, dog. And it's just like, oh, it's stupid, and it's like. I know a lot of people will be like, would you have a good setup? Would you have a good car? Whatever. It'll be fun. And it's like, buddy, if I just got the game and I'm, give me a freaking Chevy Spark, I'm not gonna have a lot of fun getting across the map in that thing, dude. Yeah, which is weird. But I'm going to put a pin on that and talk because bouncing off of that cry about it thing. Here's one thing I cannot stand, and I'll admit it. I don't like it. I don't think it's bad to have. I think the way it's there is extremely terrible, and I can't stand fan service.
Ooh, I think it seriously depends on the kind of fan service.
And yeah,
A lot of fan service is just like. I've seen this topic in like anime and stuff, where like the
big time in
just,
anime. I hate
over sexualize like a character
I hate it.
just for the sake of that.
Yeah.
I think that's stupid.
Yeah.
But if it's fan service, like how Endgame did it, where like honestly, I really like Endgame as a movie. It's cringe. There's a lot of stupid shit in it, but it did what it needed to do. And it's very fan servicey, but not in a bad way. Like it's, like at the end he says, "I am Iron Man," which is incredibly stupid and cringe and doesn't really fit. But like that's the kind of fan service that is good because it's not, hurting a whole lot.
Okay, yeah, I guess I should direct it specifically to like sexual fan service. That's what I hate. And one of a game that I really really like is just like heavily kind of based on that. And there was a bit of an outrage about 4 months ago, I think. It's called Skullgirls. The game's called Skullgirls, and like a big part of the game is fan service. I don't really care.
I've heard a lot about Skullgirls. Yeah.
Yeah, I personally don't care about it. I just kind of like I like playing fighting games. I have Mortal Kombat 10 on my Xbox and everything, but literally a huge part of it is fan service, and they made some changes to where they censored quite a bit of the stuff on there, and which I appreciate because there are a couple like underage characters in the game. Most popular like Philia, who is if you ever seen like the girl with like the black hair that's like the living black hair. It's supposed to be like a parasite of some sort. But she had a lot of fan service in the game and even in the mobile games. And people got mad that they censored that stuff from her. And I'm like, bro, she's 16, dog. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about censorship, bro? Yeah, censor that stuff. I don't want to see massive panty shots from a 16-year-old. What the heck? What's wrong with you? They did like fix up some art and stuff that people remove, like some art and like DLC content that people did pay for. In which that I'd say I don't think that's necessarily fair since people paid for like those concepts and stuff. But on the basis of just like it was just so funny to me how so many people are like tripping about like properly, removing some of the stuff that probably shouldn't have been in there. I think there was like a swastika on like one of the because like one of the characters like supposed to have like an army, and they're pretty much supposed to like I don't know how it goes into the story. I didn't look into that much, but it's supposed to like I guess resemble like the Nazis and stuff. And I think they had like a swastika on their things, and they removed that. People got mad about that. I'm like, bro, what do you?
Of all things, bro.
Yeah, like of all things, bro. It's like there's like sex trafficking out in the world, and you're getting mad because you don't get to see a swastika in your little video game. Come on now, bro, you're tripping. But in like anime though, it's like super annoying when I'm just chilling and I give anime a try, and I've legit stopped watching anime because of fan service. It's been that like annoying to me. But I hate like when I'm just chilling, I'm watching anime, it's getting kind of good, and then all of a sudden there's this 2-minute scene of like this one girl that you have to like give all the jiggle physics to. For some reason you dedicated 10 whole hours, dedicated a whole work day into working those jiggle physics, and I'm like, bro, I'm not here for that, bro. I want to see people like fight and stuff. I don't care about any of that. And it's so annoying when people try to like implement all that stuff, especially in the ways that they do it. It's like so it's like they quote unquote try to be subtle.
I used to actually like be a pretty big fan of anime. I watched Naruto and whatnot. I hate it now because like it's just like episode long like segments of characters screaming at each other.
Yep.
I could never watch Dragon Ball.
Oh man, it was a drag to finish Super Dog. It was such a drag for some reason. The last part of it, I remember this like one whole fight scene lasted like 5 episodes. I think it was like the last 5 episodes, and I was like, dude, just get this over with already. Why is it? I don't know. It's a weird way that Dragon Ball especially like drags out their episodes. It is kind of annoying.
Yeah, that was definitely another thing about Naruto, where it's like they don't even animate like the characters moving anymore because like they can't really do anything, so they're just stuck in the same position while the mouths move.
Oh, I love reuse. I love reused frames. It's so funny. So funny. No, get that cheeseburger. No, I can't. I'm going to die. Sakura, no. It's really the same thing. It's like okay.
Fucking American dub. Yeah, no, I recently, I actually started watching Death Note.
I heard that was good.
Death Note is interesting, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish it.
Is it stretchy?
It's not like... Sorry?
Is it stretchy too?
No, it's not super stretchy. I would actually argue it's one of the less stretchy animes I've ever seen.
Meat and potatoes, right in it. Nice.
Yeah, it's about this kid. Who finds this notebook on the ground, and he can write anyone's name, and they will die.
Didn't he murder the president? I don't watch the first episode. Didn't he murder the president or something?
He murdered a bunch of people.
He murdered a bunch of people straight up. I was like, dang, bro.
It's very much like trying to be like a thriller, you know.
It's a cool concept.
But I remember not being able to stand anime for a really long time because the shows were just shit.
yeah. A lot of them when you're like surfing.
Like every once in a while, like I would come across one that I actually found was interesting. But the rest of them were just like incredibly mid. Don't care. Long, drawn out.
Yeah,
And I also feel like a big problem with anime is like everything is so over exaggerated.
heavily, and
Which I get that like it's part of the style, but I don't know. I feel like oftentimes taking a more subtle approach gives you much more impactful things. Which is I think why I like Death Note at the moment because the characters are actually like sensible human beings.
yeah. It doesn't. That was one thing my Japanese teacher was telling me. That's what's that's one thing she said she loved about um Japanese people is that they're like unapologetically themselves. And it's like it's cool, but it's like I'm not gonna lie, some of it is pretty cringe, and I feel like a lot of it is pretty cringe in like anime. You know what I mean? When they're like, okay, yeah, let's go to McDonald's, and they're like, all right, let's go. It's like you don't need to say that, bro. Just say, just say,
Like an NPC dialogue.
yeah. It's like get your scrawny
I
butt in the car.
cannot wait to eat this cheeseburger. Like it's just
Literally, and then you had like the 3 shots of like the cheeseburger from different angles, and it's like, bro, just say MF, get in the car, we're going to McDonald's. That's all you gotta say. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like more time is
yeah.
spent with the unnecessary, over exaggerated, personalities rather than like actually good stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie. It's just it's kind of cringe to me. Like, it's cool, they're unapologetically themselves. It's a very long word. Don't ask me to spell it because I will spell it. But it is kind of just like I don't know. I don't. It's a
Yeah.
downside.
I was gonna segue this into Genshin Impact for the unpopular
I
opinion.
hate that game. I played it for 5 minutes, actually, not 2 minutes. 5 minutes, uninstalled it, done. Did not like it. And then the community,
Really?
when it dropped on mobile, I played it for like, it was like 5 gigs, I think. I played it for like 5 minutes and then dropped it, and I was like, don't care. And I'm glad I got out of that, because the community that formed in that game, no. No. Will not touch them with a 10-foot pole.
I mean, like I guess with a game like Genshin, and I don't remember what the other one's called, but I know that the developer has like another game that is very very similar to Genshin. It really sucks that the community like got that bad, and I guess it figures with like the nature of the game. In that like oh yeah, anime girl. Whoa, but
Nah. Anime child. That's what they're saying, dog.
and it really sucks because like I've heard from like Empo for example, played Genshin, and she says that like the story arcs are good, which I don't doubt, but like I don't know, man, the community has given that game such a bad
Yeah, I
reputation.
just want to
And I
say,
feel like everyone who tries to like talk about the game as a game is just like
it's
called
literally,
creep and weeded out.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's literally that game to where it's like, the generalization of it, even if I talk about it on general terms, I have to talk about it in a negative way because I feel like it's not even a loud minority anymore. It feels like a loud majority. And like the minority are like not creeps and weirdos. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't like somebody who plays Genshin Impact but doesn't talk about playing Genshin Impact. I feel like is not a weirdo, but somebody who was like, you see the profile picture, they probably got like let's say one of their name is Madonna, and their like username is like Madonna's like butt cheek or something. I was like, no, I'm not. Stay away from me. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
No, no way. I'm sorry. It's just too weird. Like
I
the game is just no.
There's so many memes about like me after installing Genshin Impact, and it's the fucking Saul Goodman like getting arrested scene. The mugshot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I don't know the community that's fostered there, and it's just like I don't think it's an unpopular opinion to hate Genshin Impact though.
I don't. I don't
honestly,
actually. I haven't seen a whole lot of stuff. I've seen like a couple of videos. It looks like a fine game.
I think so too.
It doesn't look like something I'd be interested in.
I think for what it's
But like it looks like an alright
yeah,
video game to play.
what it's
Yeah.
supposed to do, I think it does it in a okay. I think it does it. I don't know. It's probably a pretty good game for what it does. One thing it did, I think there was like an issue to where like there wasn't like a lot of people of color, and then when they tried to do it, it was literally like
It
slightly
was
dark.
shit.
Yeah, it was like pretty bad.
Yeah.
So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But
You know, they don't. That's another thing. That I guess I could like get into as was this isn't like a video game opinion, but more just like generally when it comes to media, particularly fiction. Uh,
screw it, we could just
is
call
the
it.
race bending of characters.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's just dumb to bother. Like unless it makes sense for your story. Like they made fucking the mermaid black, right?
Yeah, Ariel.
Um, for basically no reason besides just for the sake of doing that.
Mm.
Uh, and I don't know. It just kind of comes off as very annoying to me.
I feel like I feel like it's kind of like I call it the pirates treatment, and where I got this from, I got it from an episode of Teen Titans Go. I know it's
Hmm.
weird, but they have some really good messages in some of the episodes. But what happened was they went to this like dead pirates like treasure stash, and they like stole all of the treasure there. And then Robin leaves like one gem right there, and then that causes the dead guy to to come back to life, and he's like, "Why did you leave me this one gem?" And then he's like, "Oh," Robin's like, "I'm trying to be nice," and then he was like, "What am I going to do with one little gem?" And then episode goes on, he gets his stuff back or whatever. But like, I feel like it's kind of that thing to where it's like it's so like insulting for you to try to like give it a shot and do so terribly that it probably would have been better off if you just didn't do it at all. And I feel like with a
Yeah.
lot of that stuff, it's like you might as well like why include the one black character and then have them like give her like white or like give them like white people hair or something or like give them like white people fits and stuff. And it's like if you're
Mhm.
going to like be inclusive, at least like make an effort. Don't just slap some brown skin on somebody and be like, we made a black character, which is I feel like what Genshin did, and they still have like the white people hair and the like just all that stuff. And it's just like at that point, it would have been better if you just didn't do it at all. Like if you guys were like, yeah, we're racist, we just didn't want to do it, I would be like, okay, well, they're racist, they suck. But if you're like, oh, we're racist, but we're gonna try to act like we're not, I feel like that's even more disrespectful, in my opinion.
Yeah. No. That's fair. Yeah. That's also another thing. Like you know, and I'm not defending anything, but hear me out. Right. You
Mm-hmm.
can be closeted and not be problematic.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's just I don't know, it just gets to a point, especially in like a lot of media that we see now, to where it's so dumb to have that like one black person, and, like especially like when they do like a lot of things like kind of like screw them over or make them seem like they're an idiot or something. And it's just like that. I don't like to assume that everything is racially motivated, but it's kind of hard to like not do that when you like make it so obvious. You know what I mean? Or when you paint
Yeah.
it that way, I don't know if like your one black person is like an idiot or like your one black person is like always like screwing up or getting screwed over or whatnot.
Like the horror movie trope where the black guy is always the first one to
Yeah,
die.
it's kind of like,
Yeah.
well, you might as well just made an all white cast because then I wouldn't have been like, okay, these
Yeah.
guys really don't like black people, but just do it so they can
Yeah, no,
stop.
I was watching this like skit on like TikTok or something,
Mhm.
where it was like this guy is like trying to get a black actor, and he's like like okay, that sounds really racist. African like try African American talent needed, or and then he just ends up writing some shit like I don't know. It was something really racist that I don't exactly remember, but it was just like, okay, well, why do you need this character in the first place? And he was like, well, I need someone to die first. Like,
Yeah, it's
it was an Al jokes video, but I don't
mm,
I don't remember which one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like when I guess this is just in general. If like you're gonna be a bad guy, all right, be a bad guy. Like you at least you wouldn't have the respect of being a bad guy, but at least I can point to you and say this guy just sucked. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
uh, uh, uh who's a trash person who's existed before? Uh, Mini Lad. Let's say Mini Lad, for example. You know what I mean? Mini Lad likes kids, you know? That's why he doesn't have a platform anymore. It'd be annoying if Mini Lad was actively telling people to, like, not like kids while he was actively liking kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, like, try to, like, dodge it, or, like, try to, make it not seem like it in, like, his content or whatever he makes. I don't know what he makes, if it's, like, music or whatever. He was, Vanos? He was in Vanos? I don't know. But,
He was pretty big in like the gaming funny moments scene. But I think he just like made his own little gaming videos. It doesn't matter now. He's trying to upload, but like it's not working out.
Flopping. Oh, Onision is trying to upload. It's so funny seeing him flop so badly. It's great.
Onision is really weird.
That guy is horrendous. I don't
like.
like
I
him.
don't. I don't know, man.
He's trying.
He's
on Twitter, like trying to like respond or like reply on like popular tweets and stuff. It's just people dunking on him every single time he tries to talk about something. It's so funny. Like he'll be like, he'll be like, I love dodgeball, and somebody will be like, oh, you didn't dodge kids though, huh? It's great. I don't know. It's one internet W for me. I love when people shit on Onision, but
yeah,
it's just like the contradiction. It's just kind of like I don't like when people try to hide who they are, and it's like when they actively know that who they are is like bad, but they don't want to change necessarily. I guess that's what really annoys me. So if it's like, dude, if you just suck, just say that you suck and then get it over with. You know what I mean? Like if you know you're gonna get backlash, just say you suck. It's less disrespectful to try to like act like you don't suck, and when everybody knows you suck, but you kind of like try to act like you don't. It's like no, just say you suck, bro. You'd be better off anyways. You'd feel a lot better too.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You know, it's weird. I know this is like not at all related, but I got sick, and so I have to fucking like plan this out. I have to establish this for context, but I before I finished this subtitle etiquette video, I was working on planning this other video with this guy called Noel Era or Jason.
It was a good video by the way. I liked it. Wow.
Thank you. But like the video in question that I'm planning is about this like super obscure music band. And they have like a bunch of like there's a bunch of weird conspiracy shit surrounding them. And that's part of the reason that a lot of people are interested is not necessarily the nature of the music itself, which it's not music, by the way. Like it's some weird extreme noise group, but like they put like alleged alien abduction testimonies and shit in the video, and in the songs, and a big part of this group was DXM or dextromethorphan. It's the ingredient in cough medicine, which if you take like a super high dosage of it, you get like hallucinations and shit.
Yo.
But I just found it ironic because like I got a cold as soon as I finished this subtitle etiquette video, as soon as I started planning to make this video, because now I have to cough a lot and now I have to drink cough medicine. So I don't know. It's weird. I might mention it, but yeah.
You're gonna take all that DXM and start seeing fucking like Goku in his like corner of his room, you know, with like red eyes and for some reason 8 legs.
8-legged Goku with a SpongeBob plushie.
Yeah, cranking 90s like it's, you know, 2008 or something.
Busting a move.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Odd. But, yeah, to conclude that, I don't like fan service. I don't care if it's in video games and movies. What I do care about is that there's no equality when it comes to it. Too much male fan service, alright? Where's the female fan service, dog? Where's the big, burly, oiled up men with aprons and nothing else? Where's that, dog? You don't see that in the anime. You know why? Because they don't care about that. Because they're weirdos. There's no equality with that, dog. Like, there's always pedo fan service, and then there's always like male fan service. And it's like, bro, if I'm watching boxing, bro, I want to see these guys like hit. I want to see them sweat, dog. I want to see them bleed. I want to see them get all mad and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't want to see the freaking ring announcer tits jiggle for the 13th time because it's like round 3, and it's like, bro, get out of here. I'm not here for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Yeah. Unpopular video game opinion. Return to Arkham is not that bad. Again, subject that you don't know a whole lot about. But basically, the first 2 Arkham games got remasters. And it was basically just another case of, oh yeah, the graphics are better, and nothing else to offer you. But they're not that bad. Everyone talks about it like they're the end of the world and that they suck, but like, it's not like what Rockstar did with Red Dead, where they just made a port.
So weird how the internet's just like, it's either good or bad. There's like no in between. All right, you either
no middle ground.
Yeah, you either like suck or you like don't, or like you're the best thing ever. But like, there's no you're mid. There's none of that.
Yeah, there's no. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
Like, why can't there be a game that just possibly doesn't meet all of your expectations, dog? Like, why can't there be a game that just does that? You know why? Because there's that game that probably does not meet all of your expectations. Probably meets somebody else's, expectations. It might meet all of somebody else's expectations. Like, why can't people have opinions on certain things? Like, it's so weird.
Twitter moment.
For real, Twitter moment. Like, a big unpopular opinion for me, which I've stated multiple times in this podcast, is that I like boneless wings. And I actually prefer it over bone-in wings. There's more meat.
Me too. I like just boneless shit in general. Like I hate chicken, not because I don't like chicken, but because I hate the bones in the chicken.
Literally, that's exactly why I eat it. Like, I don't like it, and it's like when people, I go to ask people, it's like, why do you want the bone-in wing? And they're like, they'll tell me some stupid stuff like, oh, because it's you're a real man if you eat that. I'm like, what? Who says who? Who said that? Who told you that? And then who told them that? And then who told them that? And then they just spiral on, their head explodes because they can't actually answer the question.
The KFC bucket of chicken, like I can't eat that because I can't. I just hate. I'm so lazy when it comes to eating. I don't want to fucking have to eat around the bone. I just don't want it. I don't care. Plus, like, every once in a while, there'd be, like, that little nick that you accidentally bite off and then end up, like, choking on.
I hate, like, accidentally biting on, like, the hard parts or, like, fat that I don't like. I hate fat, dude. That's why I don't like... my parents probably get mad at me for it, but, like, I pick apart my bacon, like, all the time because there's so much fat on the bacon. But it's like, if I eat the fat, I will literally, like... I'll get like a cringe face, and it'll just be so gross because I do not like the taste of fat. I peel it apart off my steaks.
It depends on for me. I don't really like the taste of fat either, but it's like really it depends on how the bacon is cut.
That's true. I've had some like very skinny pieces, and I've had some very thick pieces. Like at a restaurant, I can't eat it. Like really enough. I'll eat the whole thing of bacon. But like the ones that I get at the store, I peel that crap apart, dog. Because it's just like no.
Yeah, no, there's no way you'd be cooking all that shit like that, no.
Yeah, no, it's just, I don't know. That may be an unpopular opinion. I don't like fat at all. I don't like eating fat at whatsoever. I just prefer straight meat. But, like, the funny thing...
Medium, okay, if you want to talk about unpopular opinions, here's a question that we could debate for a while. If you're wrong about it, what kind of steak do you prefer? Rare, medium well, or well?
Well done.
Well done?
Yep.
You are you kidding me?
Nope.
You prefer a well done steak?
Yep.
I'm a medium rare man. Okay.
Let me ask you a question, Dick.
Okay.
Taking a test, right? Math test. You don't like math, right? You hate math? I hate math. You hate math?
I hate math.
Math's stupid.
I hate math.
Doesn't make sense. Public school, especially in America, that's a whole topic on in of itself. When you get that test back, you get an A+. You're happy, right? You happy?
Yeah, a little bit.
You happy? You get an A plus in your math test. All right, you get it back. Let's say in a different scenario, you get a C. Are you gonna be as happy that you got a C compared to when you got an A plus?
Like, it's not an F, so I'll take it.
No. But in the context that you don't like math and you got an A plus in math, your math test, you like that you got an A plus on your math test compared to your C, right?
Yeah.
All right. So how is well done A plus, aka worse than medium rare, which is like C?
Okay, well, hear me out, though, right? What if the teacher is biased?
Towards
And
you?
they just like
That's a
you
dub
as
for you.
student. No, they just like you as a student, but you actually did shit. Well done does not always mean that it's a good food. Because hear me out, right? When you get a well done steak, it's like a grid almost, you know? Like it's just a grid, and the grid is the fucking charcoal from the grill burned into the steak. You eat that shit and it just dissolves in your mouth. What is the point of cooking a well done steak? At that point, it's just a disrespect to the cow's body, bro. There's no more flavor left in that shit.
What?
Yes.
Dog,
There's no more flavor left in that shit.
Flavor?
There is, yeah.
Flavor?
That's why medium rare and rare still have, that's medium rare and rare still have flavor.
I'm not going to 75.
Medium rare is just charred enough to, you know, actually taste something.
You're flexing a 75% cooked steak, my guy. Alright? You don't 75% cook your chicken wings. You don't 75% cook your, eggs. You don't 75%
you don't
make
understand.
A sandwich.
Rare is a 75%
Rare is
cooked steak.
No, that thing's a lie. That sucker's
rare,
mooing, dog.
Rare is a 75%
That's in the
steak.
store.
Medium rare is a 100% cooked steak. Well done is a fucking 400% cooked
How?
steak.
It's called well done, not overdone.
Yeah. It's called just because it's called well done. Maybe the guy who made the name just had shit taste.
Who? What? No, I bet it was probably analyzed in like a science lab where with all these like chefs. Maybe Gordon Ramsay was there. Gordon Ramsay, Julia Child, Bobby Flay. It was all three of them, alright? They were in there and they were in the science lab and they were taste testing them and they said that's a well done steak when they tried that steak. They tried it many times. They got some overcooked steaks. They know the difference between overcooked and well done. They named it well done because it was well done. All right, medium rare. They called it medium rare, aka medium, aka mid, because that's what it is. It's a mid steak, dog. They call it well done because it's properly, thoroughly cooked. That's how it's supposed to eat. What are you, a Neanderthal?
Okay.
Who just discovered fire?
I just looked this up. How does Gordon Ramsay prefer steak? He prefers them on the rare side. You're just in fact wrong.
I said Gordon. You forgot the other two people. You forgot the other two.
I don't give a shit about the other
Bobby
two
Flay
people,
and Julia Child are just as significant as Gordon Ramsay.
The other two people aren't as hot as Gordon Ramsay. Okay?
What? Julia Child.
Gordon Ramsay prefers his steak rare. Okay.
Well, considering the fact Bobby Flay does like barbecue, I think his opinion should be considered as well. Gordon Ramsay's a variety chef. He's gonna have his biases because he makes a ton of things. But the king of BBQ himself, Bobby Flay, come on now.
You're wrong.
And then Julia Child, she was cooking that stuff up in the kitchen, dog.
You wrong for that.
She was born with a chef's spoon in her hand, bro. All right, I think their opinions are valid as well.
All right. You cook the steak to charcoal, and then you pull it out, and then you cooked it again. That's well done for you. There's no meat left.
What do you mean? There's no? What am I eating then?
Dust. You're eating burnt ashes from the leftover from the meat. There's no meat left. That's why. Yeah, I was honestly hoping like you'd say rare or something, so I could like at least
no, I'm black.
Full set shit on you, but no. Okay, fair enough. Touche. But still, bro.
Look, it's just I prefer my food thoroughly cooked.
Like it's not even medium well. Medium well is cooked to charcoal, but well done is just like fucking stick, bro. There's nothing
I don't think
there.
so. I don't think so. I think well done is a thoroughly cooked steak, and I guess a big part of me hating medium rare is the stigma around it. Or no, not the stigma. The stigma that's around well done steaks. I don't think that having your steak cooked thoroughly makes you any less of a man. And I feel like eating rare steaks, and especially medium rare steaks, is just that kind of
I think that
manly.
no, I don't like rare steaks because I don't like eating that shit and then like having the red juice get flowed into my mouth. That's why I like medium rare because like it's just charred enough to still retain the taste. I don't feel like I'm eating charcoal, but at the same time, like there's no fucking juice getting squirted into my mouth. It's not alive anymore.
I don't know. I like my food properly, thoroughly cooked. I don't like any resemblance of undercookedness. All right, and I feel like medium rare steaks kind of resemble that, and I'm not a fan of that.
You crazy.
Also,
Bro.
whenever I eat like medium rare burgers, because my parents like heavily prefer medium rare too, I get bad stomach aches. So that's another thing as well.
Okay,
My body hates it as well.
It depends on where the burger's at. But like, okay, I guess I can get that. But dude, like, I don't know, man. As far as a steak is concerned,
I'm not a big
medium
steak
rare
guy to
all the way.
begin with. I prefer chopped steak, and like, there was this one place I used to go to. They stopped doing it though. It's like this hibachi grill where you could put like a bunch of undercooked item or uncooked items on like a plate, and then they'll just go and make it for you. So I'd put like eggs, shrimp, and steak, and they'd go up and they make that, and it was pretty good. That's pretty much all I would really prefer to do as far as like steaks. It's like fillets or like steak pieces. I like those, but in terms of like big steaks, I don't think I'm a big steak guy. In my opinion.
I've only had like a real good steak a couple of times. And almost every time it was medium rare. So maybe maybe I just need to try what well done tastes like. But
It
dude,
could depend on the steak
like
too, because they are expensive. Like really good ones are expensive.
it could, yeah, it could. But I don't know, man. I feel like medium well is like far enough, but once you get to well done, it's just like, what's the point? It's just
It may just depend on the steak. You know what I mean?
it might just depend on the
Because you can get a
steak.
really
It might.
expensive steak, cook it well done, and that could taste fire. You know what I mean? But your average like Applebee steak cooked well done probably isn't going to taste as good.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I
you're
mean?
right. You're right.
Like,
You're right. Applebee's steak rare is just alive.
yeah, they bring you a baby cow pretty much. It's like still moving, and they just put it on a plate, and they just like
You
open
can
it up.
still like see the veins and shit moving.
Yeah, it's like that's pretty much what they do. Is it an unpopular opinion to hate Applebee's? Because I hate Applebee's.
no. Applebee's is hated on by most people because they fucking suck.
Okay,
Applebee's it just is incredibly mid
cool.
food.
It is terrible. Did I tell you the fish and chip story? The time I got fish and
No.
chips. Oh my gosh! So this was funnily like a couple weeks after I left that fish place I told you that was like the best fish I ever had. It's called Pier 88 for anybody who has one in their area. Literally the best fried catfish I've ever eaten. And I was kind of in the mood for like some fish, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, that little that effect of Pier 88 was still lacked on me. That DOT was still like cooking up a bit. And I just decided to get some more fish. So I ordered the fish and chips on Applebee's from Applebee's, and I was like, all right, it shouldn't be bad. It was good. It was pretty expensive too. And dude, I tell you, I have never eaten fish that is both soggy and burnt at the same time. It was so gross. The fish was like the freaking Chinese buffet fish. Or like it was shaped like the Chinese buffet chicken nuggets that you dip in like that red sweet and sour sauce. That's neither. It's just sauce. It was so gross. It was disgusting. I didn't like it. The fries pretty much carried the meal for me, and that's pretty much all I ate. But it was like the worst thing ever. It was extremely hot. The plate was hot.
They dipped it in hot dog water.
Yeah, it was literally the whole plate was hot, so it was microwaved, and it was disgusting. I didn't like it, and it was $16.
I've only ever been to an Applebee's like once.
Oh, yeah. After that one time, I don't think I've been back, and it's been some months. I hate it
I
there.
don't even remember what I had at Applebee's. I just remember being very unhappy with it.
Yeah, they're fortunate.
I remember that, and most of my family think of the same thing.
Yeah, it's just really not good, honestly.
Okay, but hear me out though, right? Do you like Chili's?
Yeah, I like Chili's.
Okay, okay.
I get the three entree fajitas. I get like I think it's like steak, chicken, and shrimp. I think I get those, and those are
Yeah.
pretty fun to
I
pass around.
usually get that like queso burger thing, but they don't
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I started not liking pico, so I stopped getting them.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you ask for no pico, they still put the fucking pico like anyway because it's part of the meal. So
Dog, you have to do what I do. So you have a condition, or say like you're allergic to it. So then now they remember. They
I'm
remember.
allergic to the variety of vegetables that is in pico.
Yeah, I asked for sweet tea because I'm allergic to unsweet tea, and if I drink unsweet tea, I'll die. So I need like sweet tea, please.
I will start having a heart attack in your restaurant right now
Yeah,
if you give me sweetened tea.
I have that one
Yeah.
condition that Paul Blart has, where if he doesn't have enough sugar, he'll like fall down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just play that scene every time where he falls down and eats the lollipop on the floor. I show that to them, and they're like, "Okay, we'll get you sweet tea." But yeah, I like Chili's. One weird thing that my parents has an unpopular opinion. My parents don't like Taco Bell. I don't love Taco Bell.
I don't like Taco Bell.
Really? You don't
Well,
like Taco
okay,
Bell?
it depends on what I get. I don't
Really?
like Taco Bell because I think like just broadly, I'm not really a big fan of the stuff that's in tacos. I like the meat and I like the cheese, but I'm not a big vegetables guy. I don't like the lettuce.
Mm,
So I'm not like a very big fan of the refried beans either.
I don't like beans either.
Yeah, so I like Taco Bell because I like taco meat and taco shells and cheese, but
Mm-hmm.
almost every time it's not worth it because they're going to put other stuff on it that makes it a full meal. But I'm a Gen Z American. I don't care about the full meal. I just want meat and cheese. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
that's pretty much the only reason I don't like Taco Bell. But those Dorito shell things they have, I think are really good.
I actually had Taco Bell last night, and I saved my Dorito taco for today. And you have to eat those things the same night because if you don't, it'll turn soft and crumble. And I had a crumbled taco for a snack.
Yeah,
So
taco. That's definitely a taco shell moment.
yeah, yeah. The crunch wraps are good. They actually got hit with a lawsuit with that.
Why?
The false advertising. Have you seen the pictures of the crunch wraps? Dude,
No.
they're humongous in the pictures, bro. They're like
And then in
loaded,
real life,
and then
they're
in
just,
real
like,
life,
barely
it's a
the size of
frisbee,
your
bro.
hand.
Yeah, literally,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
CD disc, bro. I'm telling you, and I got mad because I got scammed out of that. I ordered it like late at night. It was like 11. I was like, ooh, that crunch wrap looks thick, and dog. So I ordered it. It was like $6, and I opened it. I was like, oh, this isn't. It just got the crunch.
Rather small.
Yeah, this is rather small.
Like
you know?
my cup. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was kind of disappointed, and I was like, never again Taco Bell. But they got hit with a lawsuit, so now they're either got to change it, they got to change the picture.
Their breakfast crunch wraps were pretty good the
Dude,
one time I had
I
them.
love their breakfast, and that's the dude. They have the only breakfast burrito where I actually would eat tomatoes in there because it actually complemented it pretty well, and it tasted sweet rather than like bitter and like watery like tomatoes usually do. And it's like
Yeah.
they're like tomatoes cooked in like their breakfast burritos. So like that's like the genuine like the only time where I actually would just like eat tomatoes. I hate tomatoes. I'm not a big tomato guy. I've tried it multiple times. I've tried eating them this year. I can't stand them. I don't like them. They're too bitter. They're too watery. I don't like it. But that one burrito, man, I can just remember. I was like, dang, Taco Bell, you actually made me eat a tomato. That's crazy. But but I feel like their quality of meat. And this does depend on where you go because if you live in like, depending on where you are.
Fast food almost every time is not so much about the chain and more so just the location of the restaurant.
Yeah, unless it's
I've had some Wendy's that were just incredibly mid, and I've
oh
had
my
some Wendy's
gosh,
that were
dude,
fucking banger.
dude.
So
Oh,
yeah, no,
man.
it really depends on the location.
Dude, I went to this weird part in town to where we were like, I don't know where it was, but like the drive-through was like a ramp. It was like that, like bad to the Wendy's,
Uh-huh.
and I ordered the 4 for 4 meal because I used to get that when I was like younger. That's what my grandma would always get because
They put their shit underground.
oh, it was like a ramp up, dog. It was like a
Oh.
yeah, dog. It was like you're going.
You know, I've got one where it's like borderline underground, but that's just because it's in a shopping center or like around a shopping center.
Crazy construction, guys. Get into it. It's great. Um, but I got the burger, and dude, when I tell you, it was literally just, it was so bad. The patty, okay, when you have a burger patty that is smaller than the buns, that's an issue, dog. That is an issue, alright? That is a problem. And that's what I had. I took a bite of...
You have like a normal sized burger, and you open the buns, and the patty is just like the size of a penny.
Yeah, it's like...
It's like comically small.
Literally, bro. Where's the beef? I don't know. I'm trying to find it. I bought it. But it was literally smaller than the bun. My first bite was like straight bread. And I was mad, bro. I was mad. Not as mad because it was like a 4 for 4, so it was $4. But I mean, like, dude, come on. It was so abysmally trash. And like, it was just so much mustard on there. I don't like mustard. And I didn't know mustard came on the burger. And it was just, it was a terrible experience. And I was just like, okay, yeah. Wendy's is usually like hype. And I love Wendy's. I'm a big Wendy's simp.
Me too.
Shout out to Wendy's mom. She's pretty fine as fuck. But I say that because I don't know how old Wendy is. But Wendy's is usually dope. But that one experience, dude, I was just like, I'm never going to that specific Wendy's ever again. And I didn't tell you about my Jack in the Box story. Oh man,
Nipple twisters.
Oh man, no, even worse, dog. Dorito hands. So I just got out of like my college class. So I drove over to a Jack in the Box because I didn't eat anything, and I ordered the breakfast. But with the breakfast thingy, it's not a combo, so it doesn't come with a drink. But I need like a water cup because I was like, you know when you eat something and you don't have a drink and it's just like slowly going down there and it's like it hurts, but it's like it's slowly going down your throat. I had one of those moments in my car, so I was like, nope, I need to go get a drink. And I got out and I went to go get a drink of water. I just stood at the counter.
Those moments where it like goes down the wrong hole, quote unquote.
No, that's different because then I cough. But like when it's just like you swallow it, but it's just like slowly making its way down because there's no water in that slide. It's like but I literally just stood there. I was just because I don't mind waiting. I'm not a rude or impatient person. At least I don't think I am. And I just waited, and then one of the employees who was sitting down at one of the tables came up and asked him like what I needed. I was like, I just need a water cup. And then she was like, okay. But the thing is, dog, she was eating Doritos, like the talkie looking ones, and then she was
the talkie looking ones.
Yeah,
you mean to tell me that this bitch was eating those fucking lime twist Doritos?
Yeah,
things?
The green bag, dog. One of those.
I hate those.
Yeah, they're pretty mid. But she was like licking her fingers as well. And when I came back, I got the water cup, and there were like these marks, the red dust marks on them. But that's not the worst part. I saw like droplets on there, dog, and I was like, "Oh, I'm screwed." But I'm not a rude guy, so I left.
I would have like grabbed a napkin and like wiped it.
I did grab a napkin. I grabbed a napkin and I carried it. I made sure she didn't see though, because I don't like being mean to customer service employees, especially as somebody who is, or at least who was at the time, a customer in the food and service industry. So it's like I tried my best to not be rude. So I just like secretly grabbed a napkin and like walked out. But I was like, God dang, that was so nasty. That was so gross. I'm sorry. Don't do that.
How are you eating like Doritos mid shift at a?
Because they weren't busy. They weren't busy at all.
I guess that figures. But man,
no, that one specific place was like poorly like regulated though. Like I went on there for like the Yelp reviews too. Because I was kind of mad. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, that's just gross. Why would you do that? And then I was checking the reviews on there, and they had some poor reviews over there. So I just don't think they're maintained well. And I don't think they're regulated well over there. So that's probably why they do a lot of that stuff. I was like, yeah, that was pretty gross. I'm sorry. I tried my best to not touch it, and it was just... I had the water, though, but, you know, at what cost?
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know. Weird. Here's another unpopular opinion, but... I'm not the same guy I was when I got that Jack in the Box. When I got that Jack in the Box Dorito stain droplet, saliva droplet water cup. I do truly feel like if you pay for something, and don't get me wrong, I'm not switching teams here. All right, I'm not switching sides. All right, I'm not joining the Karen cult. I'm not doing that. But I do feel like there are some employees, and this is coming up from experience. I feel like there are some employees who genuinely like are so bad at their job because they're not looking to try and they're just messing around. And I'm not going to lie, that is incredibly annoying.
Like I don't know. I feel like because like you've had a shitty experience with Starbucks when you were working there.
Very terrible. Yeah.
Um, but like at least you still like did your job.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
did the best
but
I
there,
could.
I've seen like a video on TikTok like that one girl who was like, "Watch me make a grown adult there at 6 a.m. milkshake." I'm like,
Oh, that whole thing. I remember that.
you signed up for Starbucks. Your job is to make a grown adult their 6 a.m. milkshake. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, I mean, I'm not like we've had our like little like I've had my little complaints where long lines and stuff, but I'm like I learned to like that's not something to necessarily complain about because I do feel like I do understand. I do will always say that a lot food and service jobs just suck. No matter what it is, no matter who you are,
Yeah.
you cannot tell me that you necessarily had a great experience. If you had a great experience, you're blonde hair, blue eyes, then that's it.
Your
But
fucking name is Jaden.
yeah, like you've had to have like been at like the best place ever. Most food and service industry jobs are very terrible. They're very crappy. The conditions suck. The regulations suck. The pay sucks. The customers suck. But I do feel, even though they all suck, you should at least be trying your best to be doing the best job that you can do. And I feel like if you're doing that, then at least you do have the ability, and that you should have the ability to complain. But if you complain about your job while also being very terrible at it, and purposefully being very terrible at it, then you shouldn't be mad when people complain about you being bad at the job that you decide to
You
be
know,
bad at.
when you were telling the story about the Dorito girl, I imagined like one of those SpongeBob close-ups where they like get super gross and gruesome.
Yeah. And dude, I walked in to see that. Like I walked in that, dog. What if I just didn't? Like what if I went to the drive-through, dog?
You would have never fucking known.
Yeah, how many people are picking their noses or like scratching, wherever?
Isn't that why they are supposed to wear gloves though?
Yeah, actually. We were supposed to wear gloves at my Starbucks job. We eventually stopped doing it. I think that was like a COVID regulation. At the snow cone shop I worked at previously, we were supposed to. Like all the time. Like, we were supposed to do so. But yeah,
I've even
gloves.
seen cashiers wearing
Yeah,
gloves.
yeah, because at Starbucks specifically, especially like smaller ones. I worked at one in a store. We don't maintain one position. We switch around, especially like when it gets really busy. So we just got to keep gloves on because it's pretty useless to kind of just get into a bunch of different gloves all the time or not wear them at all. But yeah, we usually swap around positions a lot, which is why even the cashiers like wear gloves and stuff. But yeah, wearing gloves is like a big thing. I did wear gloves a lot. If it Once I got really good, I stopped wearing them because it legit got in the way, and I've had times where I poured like 200-degree coffee on myself because they're not the tight gloves; they're like the big,
Yeah.
plastic ones. So those kind of got in the way a little bit. But that was more of a COVID regulation, though. But for the most part, I did try to. When we were supposed to, I did try to wear gloves and stuff. But yeah, you don't want to be gross. You don't want to be nasty and none of that stuff. And I feel like when you are being gross and nasty and unsanitary, people do have a right to complain.
Don't scratch your ass and then immediately after touch the mirror.
Yeah.
It's like that one fucking episode of like Seinfeld, I think it was, where it's like the guy's talking to the chef, and like he's super enthusiastic, and then he walks out of the bathroom and he doesn't wash his hands, and so he goes back and he sits down and he watches him make this pizza, knowing that he didn't wash his hands. And he's just like,
Ew. Ew, that's gross. No. Yeah, dude. I can't tell you how many people, like... I like it. I'll say at least my team, when I was new, they were on top of that, and I appreciated that. They'd always wash their hands. They never touched their face. If they did touch their face, they'd wash their hands right after. I did the same thing as well. If I ever just like, like if I sneeze sometimes, and even if I like sneeze in my arm, I'll go and wash my hands, just like, peace of mind for people. But it's okay if you're not good at your job, but if you're trying your best consistently and you're trying your best no matter how many times you F up or how many times you mess up, you have all the right to complain about how crappy your job is. But when you are actively not doing your job properly on purpose, or you're purposefully like cutting corners and stuff, you can't get mad when people complain, in my opinion.
Cutting corners in the literal sense is if you are cutting the corners off the sandwich.
It's like a Big Mac. It's like there's no corners, but for some reason you're cutting them.
Like Chuck E. Cheese, where they reuse the pizza.
Yeah, it's like, bro, at that point, yeah, I'm going to be a bit mad. And I've had some experiences to where I've gotten like bad food. I don't say anything because, like I said, I try to be as nice as possible, but if I feel like I've been genuinely effed over, like if I order a Big Mac and like that sucker doesn't have like the Mac sauce on there, I'm gonna be like, hey dog, can I get some Mac sauce?
I would like some Mac sauce, please.
He said no pickles. How intimidating would that be if just like a whole squad of like friends just walked up and was like, she said no pickles. Dude, I'd be
like a bunch of, just like a watch, like a girl, like who looks like rather, fine, walks in and is just like, hey, can I have a burger, no pickles? And you forget that there's no pickles. And she leaves, and then she comes back, and there's just like a bunch of fucking dudes in suits like around her, surrounding her.
Dude, the suits and shades. And then she was like, Madam,
the suits and shades.
They just
all of them have like suitcases and shit.
Yeah, literally, dog. And one of those earpieces and stuff with like the springy wire. She said no pickles, peasant.
Dude. Excuse me, sir. She said no pickles. And then you like hear the fucking earpiece beep, and you're just like, sorry, Mr. President, I am currently in the McDonald's right now.
Dude, I'd be so scared. It's over.
That is wild,
dude. That'd be crazy.
You'd probably be wondering who that girl was the entire time and why she's just so important.
Most definitely, dude. Okay, another possibly unpopular opinion. I think, and this is as coming from somebody who prefers to have the nicer things. I always prefer quantity over anything, and I don't care if I have to overpay. As long as it's high quality, I will pay it. I much prefer silent wealth than like the big flexy in your face type of wealth. Like you'll never catch me buying like Supreme
rice gum.
Yeah, you'll never catch me like wearing that stuff. But like I'll wear like a $5,000 white t-shirt that like you can't see unless you like read the tag on like the bottom of the shirt. I would wear something like that. Most definitely, because I heavily care about quality. And even I've like had some even my friends.
I like designer clothes, but I don't like designer clothes, but I do like suits and shit.
Mm-hmm.
If I had the money for it, okay, well, this is probably not true, but dude, if depending on where I would go, I don't know. I feel like wearing a suit is kind of a power play, but if you're just wearing a suit just to be like, okay, yeah, no, I'm better than you, I feel like that's kind of what I just said, but like, I don't know. I feel like depending on the clothing, there's a very much like a way you can like give yourself an advantage, but if you do it in a way that like you're flexing, it just is annoying, you know.
If you're going grocery shopping, you're in like a 3-piece. It's like, what the heck, dude? There's no point. Nobody cares, dog. But you know, that's I guess
nobody's gonna be walking into McDonald's with like the fucking John Wick fit.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Unless in the rare situations, but I guess that kind of feeds into why, like, I know it's kind of hard with suits, because suits are kind of like they don't really like expose themselves or like expose like where they're from, but I much prefer.
That's why I hate the motherfuckers who are like, they'll go to your suit and like, this isn't necessarily from my favorite tailor. This is mid.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you fucking know? I bought this at the DXL store. Where do you think?
I much prefer like, I'll wear like like a $5,000 Calvin Klein jacket over like a Gucci thing that has like the word Gucci splattered all over it. Like I don't care to like show people any wealth that I have accumulated. At least not anymore. I know I was like that a while ago. But now it's just like I don't care that, like, I would like to have nice things, but I don't have the need to let people know that
You
I
can
have nice
have
things.
nice things and not like talk about them.
Yeah.
There's like this one, like the one book where it's like the millionaire next door, and it's just like this average ass suburban ass neighborhood,
Mhm.
but the guy next door has a bunch of fucking money,
Mhm.
and nobody knows about it.
Yeah, and I feel like those are like the coolest people because it's like they're probably extremely humble. They don't need to tell anybody that they're rich, and it's like that's a big issue with like
Yeah,
modern
like
YouTubers.
if rich people are the 1%, then motherfuckers like those are like the 0.01%.
Yeah, dog, for real. And it's like such a big issue with like YouTubers and stuff who just like, you see these weird mansions that they paid like 4 million for. You see like this lot of like fancy cars and stuff.
What are you gonna do with all that space? You make videos in your closet.
And it's like, bro, you make videos about like the history of corn, and you have like this garage of Lambos that for some reason you want to flex to us. It's like at that point you're not buying it because you like them. You're buying them because you want to like flex. Yeah, you want to just like show. And like, I'm not trying to crap on like flex culture, but it's just like I don't
I
like.
think you should crap on flex culture.
I don't need that type of hate right now. I'm not monetized yet, but I just much prefer like the subtle stuff, that stuff that's not so showy, because I know it's like quality. It's like, okay, nobody knows that this is a freaking Prada shirt, but it's one of the most comfortable shirts I've ever had.
I guess the word I was looking for was confident. Like if you're going to
Yeah.
a social thing, if you're going to something social where it doesn't necessarily require you to be formal, but you still wear the suit because it makes you feel good about yourself, then you already kind of you're giving yourself an advantage that way.
Yeah.
Because you feel good about it.
Yeah.
But, like nobody's gonna be showing up to Walmart with that. Okay.
Yeah, bro. Like, you don't need to pull up to the gas station.
That's why I don't like designer clothing that like just shows off logos and shit.
Yeah, I hate that stuff. I don't like it, and it's like
Supreme and Gucci.
yeah,
and,
Supreme,
just like, okay.
Gucci, all that crap, and it's just like whatever, dude. I don't care. I know some Somalian kid is almost on the verge of death to make that shirt. It's like I don't. It's not something I'm gonna have pride in like wearing. You know what I mean? Like
The Supreme logo is not actually like painted red. It's just the blood of the kids.
It's the blood
Oh,
of
man.
the Taiwanese miners, dog. The only thing is Supreme is their body count, dog. It's wild.
Oh man.
But yeah, I'm a big silent wealth guy. Big silent wealth guy. And it's like anything that I'd wear, it'd either be like very cheap because, you can have very comfortable stuff that's very cheap. I have like some $3 like shirts that I got at Walmart that are incredibly cheap and I really like them.
Be like moist critical and just wear cargo shorts and white t-shirts.
I'm not a big shorts guy. That may be another unpopular opinion. You will never
I'm
catch
also
me.
not a big shorts guy.
Yeah, you will never catch
I
me.
only wear them if it's like I live. You and I both like live in states that are super fucking hot.
Yeah.
So I wear shorts sometimes if I like genuinely just don't have anything else and I know it's gonna be fucking 4 billion degrees outside. But I really don't like wearing shorts because I don't know. I don't like how airy it is. I like something about long pants, particularly like sweatpants and jeans. Like really, just like they make me feel better.
Yeah, and
I feel a little bit more secure, I suppose.
yeah, definitely. And it's like I on the other hand, I don't care if it's 4 billion degrees outside. You will never catch me wearing shorts outside of my house. Like, I'm wearing gym shorts now or whatever because I'm just like chilling, lounging around. But when I'm out and about, dog, you would have to catch me slipping. Like, there's some times where like my parents are like, all right, let's go get food. And then like, I don't think we'll be getting out to go anywhere. So I don't like get dressed or anything. And then it's like, oh, let's go to Subway. And it's like, we gotta walk in to go to Subway. And it's like, oh, well, darn it. You caught me slipping.
Shit.
Yeah, it's like,
Shit.
I didn't prepare for this. But, like, other than that, dude, this is like, if I can prepare for it, you will not catch me wearing shorts. I don't like them anymore. I don't think I've ever really liked them. I think the last time I, like, proudly wore shorts was, like, I remember distinctly. It was, like, the end of the week of my first year in, my sophomore year in high school. And I wore, like, some shorts to school or whatever. And I'm a pretty skinny guy, so I have some pretty skinny legs. And just like, high school is weird. You get a bunch of looks, you may feel like, everybody's looking at you when nobody's looking at you. And that kind of just was like, no, I don't really like wearing shorts anymore. And I stopped wearing shorts and I just wore pants. Even with jeans, I really like jeans. I gotta find the fit that I like a lot though. I kind of don't mind the whole ripped or slightly ripped look, but I don't like the big wide jeans, but I don't necessarily want like I don't want like extremely skinny jeans, like not extremely skinny ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I don't like skinny jeans either. I don't like I actually don't like the ripped jeans, but I wore them a lot because I fucking ripped my pants all the time because I'm super rough on clothing. So like that look would just come naturally.
yeah. And it's like, yeah, I try not to get like the incredibly ripped ones, like the ones that like girls wear, where there's like so many like rips, especially in like the waist area. But
yeah, there's like four scratches in each ass cheek. It's like, what's
freaking Wolverine just like went wild, dog. Like, my gosh, had a raccoon attack or something. But just like some slight rips or whatever, I don't mind. I usually try to go for like the darker looks rather than like the lighter looks.
Me too.
But
I really want like a wardrobe that like just is very, very like color based. Because that way I could just pick a color. I don't actually have to care about what shirt goes with what pants. I don't have to fucking match my shit.
Honestly, I'm just like, in terms of like fashion, I'm very, very, very casual person. Like most of the pants I have are like sweatpants or joggers. That's what I usually will rock.
I am that way too, but that's just because like I don't have fucking anything else to wear.
Yeah,
I want to be able to wear jeans, but I've got a very weird build. So like it's either gonna fit me perfectly or be long as shit, so I'm walking on them.
Yeah.
Or like it's gonna be a perfect length, but they'll be tight as shit, and I won't be able to breathe.
Yeah, I get you definitely. Denim in of itself is very rough.
And I really like the look of jeans. They're not the most comfortable things in the world.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like I don't think it's necessarily the most comfortable.
I don't know. Depending on where I'm going, I would like jeans.
Yeah, I think it'd look really nice. Like I don't mind wearing them to like a dinner or something, or just like out and about. If it says something to where I'd be doing a lot of walking, probably not. I'd prefer something a bit more loose, so I don't feel like weird or something.
I have a shit ton of sweatpants, and the reason I have a shit ton of sweatpants is because I used to go to karate, and those pants were really comfortable because they were designed to be very free and open.
Yeah,
because you had to move around and shit. So yeah.
I like baggy clothing, so big sweatpants and stuff, big baggy shirts and stuff is really cool. My Unis Honest shirt, I haven't worn it out yet, but it's extremely baggy. I ordered an XL because I just assumed that I would grow into it like 3 years later, and it's been 3 years now, and I still have not grown into it. But
I'm a fat motherfucker, and all the people in my family are like either really fat or really buff, but like we all share the similar like broad ass shit shoulders, so we have to wear like super big clothing, like 2X and above, So I didn't ever get. I don't usually get a whole lot of YouTuber merch because either I grow and it ends up getting way too small for me, or yeah, no, I just am not gonna be able to wear it from the get go. So
Oh, I get you. I get you. The big thing about YouTuber merch, though, in my opinion, is that depending on the YouTuber merch that you get, it is very much fits your style. I want to buy like when I start getting monetized on YouTube, I really want to buy like some cloak merch because I feel like I would really like
it
like a
also
lot of
very
that
much
stuff.
depends on the quality
Yeah, like
of the
freaking.
merch. I remember,
I'm not gonna.
like I used to be like a. I remember ordering merch from this one Minecraft YouTuber a really long time ago when I was
Mhm.
still like when I was much younger. And that fucking hoodie fell apart within the day.
Oh man. Oh man. Yikes. I was about to say, like, I'm probably not gonna buy some merch from like Mr. Beast. You probably won't catch me doing that. Like I said, it's probably gonna be some, uh, very. I don't know. He could. I don't. A lot of the things that Mr. Beast. I don't think Mr. Beast like has a lot of like overlook or oversight in a lot of the things that he dips his toes in. And I feel like merch would probably be something like
Yeah.
that. But I probably wouldn't buy something like Mr. Beast merch. But
I
I'd.
have an entire like list of bookmarks that's just for YouTube merch.
Yeah, I've been starting to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been starting to jot some stuff down. Some things I would see like some people wear. I would look at it and be like, okay, that shirt seems kind of cool. I have like a list where I just jot it down, where I just some clothes that I probably like want to eventually buy and stuff because that stuff does seem genuinely cool. And I do think that depending on who you are, you may or may not care about your merch line. And it's like if that shirt's gonna like implode in the washing machine after like 3 washes, I'm probably not going to buy something like that. But I bought one of Game Theory's St. Jude charity stream merch hoodies. I bought it because it was like the last year they did it. It was like in 2021, and I paid like $100 for it, so it was a lot. But dude, I can't tell you, it has not gotten a lighter shade than the black that it already is. It's been through multiple washes, and that is like one of the most comfortable hoodies I've ever worn. And I can definitely tell you, somebody like Matt Pat, love him or hate him, he puts a lot of thought and care into his merch line. So that is somebody I could see buying some merch from, or somebody like Markiplier, right? I can buy, he's somebody I would buy their merch from because they genuinely like care. You know what I mean? And that really is important when you're wanting to buy clothes and stuff.
I wish that like fucking like Misfits and Fits still sold their stuff because they have like I think it was Fits, but they had like this. He had this really cool merch drop where it was like offensive, and I don't know. It was cool, but like I'm trying to go to their website right now, but the store's down. But yeah. Yep.
Yeah, merch is, especially from content creators, is something that very, very important, and you guys need to put some effort into it. All right, don't just slap your logo on it and go. This is
like what fucking Dream did, where like he sold a pin for his
oh my
16
god,
million subscribers.
dude had $100 plushie, bro. Had $100 plushie. What the heck, bro?
So dumb.
It's so this is like it's a money move, bro. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, definitely. We've been going for an hour and 30 minutes, so
What a
it's probably gonna
fruitful
be a little bit shorter
episode.
in the video, but yeah, this was an interesting episode. It started out a little boring, but I think after the steak discussion, that kind of
Slow burn, you know.
Slow burn.
Yeah.
Although you shouldn't let your steak slow burn like FRYGUY, who
Hey. I preferred my steak fried. Okay.
What?
Fry that
That's
sucker.
not possible.
Fry that
No,
sucker.
no,
I'm
no,
called the
do
fry
not
guy
fry
for a
your
reason.
steak. You can no. Well, this is this will be the end of the Dipping Fries podcast.
Fry everything.
No, do not fry
Your steaks,
everything.
your burgers.
You know what, FRYGUY?
Your
You know
pizza.
what? You're stupid.
Hey. Hate speech.
You're stupid.
Hate speech. Base.
How is this hate?
Cope and
I'm hating on the people who prefer their steak well done, and you are one of those people.
Well, no, because now I prefer it fried.
Well, that makes no sense. You don't fry a steak when you steak and fry, and you're staking the fry. That doesn't make any sense.
You're not supposed to make sense. You're supposed to make fries. And how do you do that? You fry the steak.
How do you, when fries aren't made out of steaks, fries are made of potatoes.
Okay.